gentlemen, welcome back. Now, for months, there was a Hindenburg Club in India. This club was formed with great excitement when the Hindenburg report on Adani came out, and then there were a lot of members. There was an executive committee of the Hindenburg Club. There was a Politburo of the Hindenburg Club. Then there were associate members, presidents, vice presidents, self-appointed members, admirers, etc. There was a whole Hindenburg Club in India which said, oh, this is the moment. Adani will fail, and when Adani fails, we shall point the finger. We shall point the finger at the government of India. We shall bring down the central government, etc., etc. And then they had it all planned out, ladies and gentlemen. They thought it was just a matter of time before Hindenburg became the one issue on which India collapsed. For months, this Hindenburg Club treated this American short seller as a supreme editorial and empirical authority. And I kept saying at that point of time that this is completely wrong, because Hindenburg is not a media house, it's not a research group, it's a short seller, which means it takes positions based on certain truth/allegations it's put out. But it's doing so with an intent of profiting out of it. But I was told at the same time that how can you even say so? Hindenburg is the last word. And anyone who questions the Hindenburg report is against, corporate ethics. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hindenburg report claimed that the Adani Group, quote unquote, engaged in brazen stock manipulation and an accounting fraud scheme. That was the precise allegation, right? And now we have this report, the SEBI report, based on which the Supreme Court committee has recorded its findings, which have gone public today. It says, and I quote, that there is no pattern of artificial trading or wash trades. What this essentially means is that it has said very clearly that there is no price manipulation by the Adani Group at all. Now, I'm not saying this. This is a Supreme Court panel which is saying this. This is empirical evidence. And where is that Hindenburg Club now? Where are they? Where are they? Are they saying one word now? No, they're all quiet now. The Hindenburg Club and the Lutyens media tried to claim that the Adani Group's crisis would have an impact on quote-unquote middle-class savings. They said, oh, India's middle class is over. Finished. It's all over for them. They've lost all their money. The Supreme Court panel report has today debunked this narrative and said, and I quote, that the representation of the Adani Group in major India equity indices is relatively minor and does not pose any systemic market level risk, which means all that the Hindenburg Club was saying, according to the Supreme Court panel, is absolute hogwash. When these facts are coming out, where is the Hindenburg Club? Where are they debating? What are they debating? What are they putting out? Absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. The lobby said it declared how Adani investors had lost, quote, 5.6 lakh crore in 3 days. The Supreme Court report says the losses suffered by retail and small investors is 40% lower than that number. The Hindenburg Club said, ladies and gentlemen, that India's future is being held by the Adani Group. And I had gone on record then saying India is not Adani, Adani is not India. This is bunkum. Bunkum. Today, the Supreme Court panel report says that how SEBI found that some entities have taken short positions prior to the publication of the Hindenburg report, and SEBI still does not have any prima facie evidence to allege money laundering. Now, I have the exact part of that report, which is page 16 of 173, ladies and gentlemen. And as I'm putting out these facts, I would like to ask you tonight, please appeal to the fake Lutyens media to please put out details of this report so that their lies are busted, ladies and gentlemen. This report says, and I quote point number 43, SEBI has also found that some entities have taken short positions prior to the publication of the Hindenburg report and have profited from squaring off their position after the price crashed upon the publication of the report. This essentially means that there were some cheats in India who knew the report will come out, used the report to take position, do stocks short selling, and maybe made thousands of crores. So the bigger the tamasha they made over the Hindenburg report and created this whole, editorial brouhaha that India is collapsing, Adani is collapsing, everybody's over, the more money they would make. Which brings me back to my essential point, that there are some anti-nationals in our country, unfortunately, who benefit by trading on lies. And this point about short selling that the SEBI has found is extremely critical. It is important to identify these people and arrest them and bring them before the law, ladies and gentlemen. Now, these are facts that I'm placing before you, ladies and gentlemen. And there were people who had made all kinds of claims. And we today need to find out who are the people who are behind that Hindenburg report. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a point about all this business of exaggerations. The motivated Western media said Adani's rise was intertwined with India's collapse, whose pain will be felt across the country. Now, frankly, I don't know which intellectually challenged person writes rubbish like this. I think they are paid and bought out media which tried to overhype this crisis. The expert committee report has said, quote, volatility is not an inherent vice for the market, and has gone on to say that it is seen empirically that the Indian market was not unduly volatile, as is seen from a comparison of the Indian volatility index. And the expert committee report further said, and I quote, that based on empirical evidence that the Indian market as a whole was not unduly volatile during the period under reference. Can you imagine? These are findings of the Supreme Court panel, and there are most respected names in that panel. People from the world of business and regulation. This is not an arbit panel. This is not put out by BJP people. Now that all these facts are out, I demand that on the basis of the empirical facts which are now before us, we have a larger debate on the conspiracy behind the Hindenburg report, and we force all the people, all the trolls who made large claims about what was going out to come out and enjoy the debate that follows. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate.